Go ahead.
Did you start it?
Nope. Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
3, 2,
There we go.
1. Welcome, sports fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the Sports Nerd joins forces with 3 charismatic co-hosts who are a select group of sports nerds with attitude that are known in Nerd Nation as the Rampant. We are 4 of the most loudmouth, smack-talking nerds around, coming at you with some sick rips and rants, which may be just enough to make you pee your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Let's rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd. Right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Nerds. I am your host, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? And along with my co-host, Elliot Biggie Lamba, Bills Mafia member John G. Olson, and Ken Go Cowboys Coslow. We will discuss the week that was in the world of sports. We are live each and every Sunday night on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and on the blockchain, courtesy of Vim.tv. If you missed the live broadcast, you can watch replays on Spotify, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, and on the blockchain via Peak D, excuse me.
Anytime on your own convenience.
Yes. Gentlemen, how we doing? Welcome to another Sunday without NFL football. Are we sad?
Hey,
No.
only 195 days left till kickoff.
Correct.
Dude, but like this is the fun thing about the NFL season is like the combines, just around the corner. Draft
Right.
is just around the corner, and
Right.
then the hype of the summer. Oh, my team gonna win.
And then-
My team's
but
season.
that's
Look what we did in the off season.
Don't sell it short, John. They got shit going on right now that we can talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's like the one thing you can say about the NFL, man. They don't really have an off season.
It's
right?
the sport that keeps on giving.
It's the sport that keeps on giving.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, man.
I agree. I totally agree.
And we have more than enough to talk about today, so.
Oh, yeah, plenty enough to talk about. First of all, Eric Bieniemy is officially the offensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders.
Which now makes Matt Nagy the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
His second stint as offensive coordinator in Kansas City, as a matter of fact. Yes.
Very
Again,
strange.
We talked about this last week. Bieniemy is doing this to get out from underneath the shadow of Andy Reid. Is pretty much why he's doing this, to show that he's his own man. That his offense his offense is well enough to where he can be a head coach in the NFL. He's auditioning for a head coaching job this year. Is what he's doing.
We talked about that last week. One of the analysts on, I believe it was ESPN or the NFL Network. I don't remember who it was, but they said, right now, a lot of teams might be reluctant to get Bieniemy as a head coach because they don't even know if he's doing his job to 100% capacity, having Andy Reid calling plays as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of puts a little bit of a damper on his ability to become a head coach. So, yeah, now he'll get to call all the plays. Rivera will hand it over to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And let him show his wares. And if they're there, you can count on him being a head coach as soon as next season or the season after.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
We'll see.
and it also depends on what kind of talent he's going to have in DC as well. I mean,
yeah, the biggest question there is the
Quarterback.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal for an offensive coordinator to kind of have,
Yeah, I mean,
going from Mahomes to what's the fucking guy's name?
I can't even tell you the guy's name. How about that?
The unknown commander.
Sam.
Pull up the roster there, Ken. Let us know who
Sam
Commanders quarterback is.
Yeah.
Pull up that roster. Pull up that Commanders roster that gets about one watch every week.
Yeah.
Well,
his first name was Sam. That's about all I can tell you.
I don't think it has a high click rate.
But Carson Wentz is on the roster. I think still, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. For
He
him.
is.
Sam Howell.
Thank
There
you,
you go.
Clarky.
There we go.
Clarky
Sam Howell.
with the
Sam
Clarky
Howell.
with the
Thank
true
you.
answer.
Sam Howell. At least Sam
Thank you,
Howell has
Clarky.
better receivers, I think. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
Big change
it's
there.
exciting. Whatever. Who
Yeah,
cares?
Sam Howell came on late in the year after Wentz got benched, and I think his backup
Wentz.
got hurt or whatever it was.
Did you say Wentz or did you say Wentz? I think you said
Wentz?
Wentz.
I said Wentz. I said Wentz.
Good,
Or you
good,
could
good.
you could
I like
interchange those names.
I like
Wentz
it.
and
No,
Wentz, you know what I'm
Carson
saying?
Wentz. Yeah, I
No,
like
it, it actually is Wentz, but sometimes it's spelled W-I-N-C-E.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure. Exciting times.
Let's see here. Here's the roster.
Dude, I'm so not even in football mode though right now. Like I'm such a hockey nerd right now. It's pathetic. It's so bad.
How about Bobby
Like,
Wagner getting released by the Rams?
Yeah, what's up with that? Why was I mean?
Mhm.
didn't he just sign a contract too? Like
It's cap space.
A couple
I
of years
think he
ago.
signed like a 3 or 4 year
it was
contract.
a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah,
It's
a couple of
about
years ago,
cap
yeah.
space. Yeah, a couple
Did,
years. I
did
think
the Rams?
I think the Rams
Do-
picked them up for a year.
What a self implosion! Like
Yeah.
just
Well, and they're
Yeah,
talking about
they
trading.
were
They're
wrong.
talking about trading Jalen Ramsey too. So I mean,
Well,
Mhm.
Ramsey needs to leave, dude. That dude ain't doing nothing. He's getting burned all the time down there in LA.
yeah, Carson Wentz and good old Jake Fromm, guys.
Hey.
Jake Fromm.
Yes.
The enemy's
former
stacked
former,
at quarterback.
former Bills legend. Okay, let's
The
be
enemy's really stacked at quarterback there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for
yes.
sure.
It's a short stack, but he's stacked. That's correct.
Take this
No, no,
in.
no, where's Heineke in all this?
I think Heineke's the one that got injured.
He was.
I think
But
Heineke
they
got
don't
injured.
even have him on the roster?
He got injured the week before they played the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Man, the Penguins are just pummeling the Lightning now.
oh dear.
5-2.
Well, yeah, because you
Five-
see what we did to the Penguins a couple days ago. What was it, 7-2?
7-2,
great.
yeah.
The Penguins are pummeling 5-2 right now against the Lightning. It's just, it's not pretty.
It's okay.
No,
man.
that
Just
was
come on
all
the
right.
good side of the force.
Teams are not going to be in the playoffs this year. Their usuals.
The Rangers. are
It's,
kicking the
Trade
ass.
deadline in the NHL is coming up on Friday, so
Mhm.
this week
There's been a
should
lot of
be
trades
interesting.
from what I can tell. I don't know who the fuck
Yep.
it is that's getting traded, but
Well, Tarasenko to the Rangers was big. I mean,
Patrick-
that was
Patrick Kane walking out on the Blackhawks. He thinks
well.
he's
We
going
don't
to
know
the
where he's
Rangers.
going.
Yeah, he's
Like,
going to
did
the
he
Rangers,
walk-
apparently. He thinks.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's where he wants to go, but I
Yeah.
don't know if the Rangers just dished out for Tarasenko.
No kidding.
So I don't know. Apparently, Timo Meyer is going to the Devils. That's what I heard today.
Hmm.
So,
Meyer for,
I
the
don't
forward Myers to the Devils.
did he get traded?
Yeah.
Like that's the rumor. I don't
Devils
even know.
acquire Sharks,
Dude.
forward Meyer, and trade.
Edmonton played.
Yep.
Boston comes to Edmonton tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
terrified.
Boston's on a tear, man. Boston's
They're
playing
Boston.
Terrified.
Look, when your goalie
Boston
is
like
scoring,
Celtics.
when your goalie is scoring open net goals from
Scoring goals. Yeah, it's great. Goalie goal. Love it.
Things are going right for you.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
I never did get to see that. Was he just shoveling it out and it goes in?
Yeah, I mean, he oh my God, now it's 6-2. Holy shit. Anyway,
Shut off, man.
he
Should've
looped
won that jersey.
he looped that puck over everybody, and it came down just at the right spot and went into the net. Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, he
When that
Here's-
kind of shit happens, things are going your way.
yes.
What goalie has scored the most goals in the NHL? Trivia question.
I've heard this one before.
Grant Fuhr.
No, I Google it. If I'm right or wrong, I'm
What?
thinking it's Ron Hextall. I think.
Next on.
Next
I
off,
think it's Hextall.
Good
Now I'm gonna-
possibility.
he gets knocked out.
Oh,
A lot.
Oh, side note, Vasilevsky is not in net tonight, so that could be another reason why.
Hmm.
Trade.
There we go.
Oh no, Martin Brodeur has scored the
Brodeur.
most.
Really?
Brodeur of the Devils.
3 goals.
Brodeur.
2 in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. Oh,
They didn't nearly have to be empty netters, right?
oh yeah.
I would
yeah,
think so. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
not going to get the
Hextall
goalie's
got-
not going to flip that puck down
No.
down the ice.
I wouldn't
With
think
the
so.
goalie in goal, and it's going to get through. I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what I was
crazy.
thinking.
Well, I mean,
Goalie goals are so awesome.
If the goalie has like a moment, you know what I mean? You never know.
Like a blonde moment.
I
or
don't think.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't. This is it, Brett. Show and prove, right? I mean, show and prove. you've basically been under Andy Reid.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
let's see
Now
what you do with absolutely nothing. Now.
Right. Now it's time to prove that you ain't Andy Reid's puppet.
Well, and who was it that was quick to go after Shady, saying you're wrong? Who was it that did that? It was
was it?
I saw that and I can't remember now
It
who
was
it was.
RG3, wasn't it? Was it
Yeah.
RG3?
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
RG3.
It was somebody on ESPN, wasn't it?
Jamal Charles.
Thank you, Brett.
Jamal Charles, yeah. Not ESPN.
Dude,
Jamal Charles called him out and said,
Yeah.
"Talking out your ass."
Shady has become a talking head now because of
Just
that
like
stupid
AB.
show.
Just like AB. Yeah.
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 Like, I love Shady.
They're out of their
you know,
fucking
but-
minds, is basically what it is.
Well, yeah, you love Shady because he used to be a Bill, so that's
Right.
Oh, yeah. I loved him when he was with Phil. You know how many championships I won in fantasy football because of Shady back in the day? Oh, my gosh. That guy would.
Was a fantasy god. Basically.
Yes, Brett. Don't worry. I'm going to bring that up. What am I doing with this hat on? Oh, my gosh. There, that's better.
Put your
There we go.
There you go.
Hurlers.
Get the oil on there.
And now it's 7-2. Oh my God.
You're getting smoked,
We're
dude.
getting smoked in
Smoke
Pittsburgh.
show, baby.
Why don't you just shut it off, man? Take that jersey
Shut it
off.
off. Talk about how
Hey.
great Connor
Shouldn't have
McDavid
wore the
is.
fucking jersey. That's what happened.
I have a friend in Tampa named Cheryl Applebaum. It's a big
Benita Appleball?
Lightning fan. She's actually Canadian. And she's a big Lightning fan. She posts all the scores on there when they win.
Yep.
Bet she doesn't post this one.
Me and
Well,
John
yeah,
were on
of
the
course you
Bonita tit quiz.
Of course you won't.
Yeah, she's actually Canadian, John. So.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Canada. Go
Yeah,
Canada.
Canadian.
Rangers won 5-2. Islanders won
Yay,
4-0.
Canada. Yeah,
You
dude.
think
How come you're
we
not
are
even
happy?
mentioning it, Scott?
What's
800 points in 545 games.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Kucherov got his 700 point tonight too. So I'm happy with that.
How old's Kucherov, and then how old's Connor?
I don't know. Connor's like what, 23, 24 years old now.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's a puppy.
He's a punk. But
What-
He's a punk. Yeah, okay.
What is this thing about Rangers Miller spits on King's Doherty and
Oh.
That's
Doughty.
misconduct for spitting on somebody?
Yeah. That's the cost of spitting these days.
Hmm.
where was
Did you
this?
mess it up?
It's on ESPN's
Between the Rangers and Kings.
news rundown.
It's the top headline on the ESPN NHL.
Really?
Not good.
Mm.
Not good at all.
It's exciting. I don't care who you are. Right, Scott?
Fred's general manager retires. Ex-coach Trotz returns. Hmm.
Yep. Poily? Is that his nice guy's name? Poily?
Poily.
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah.
Trotz is back, right?
Trotz.
Yes.
Trotz is back.
Barry Trotz?
Sounds like it.
Oh. Sorry, the bird's here. My wife decided to leave
And-
the bird.
Kenny, you guys get Drodnoff from the Habs? Dadnoff from the Habs?
Dadnoff?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've not seen that, but
Evgeny Dadnoff from the Canadians in exchange for Denis Gurianov.
oh man. Gurianov was one of the most popular players.
Yep.
Well, not anymore.
Good God. We get some good players, and then
Well, Gurianov was only on a 1-year contract, and he was scheduled to be a free agent after the season. So
Gotta get something from
he
him.
did a damn good job for us last year and was doing a decent job this year too.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Gotta
You're
get
still
something
gonna
for him.
You're still leading the Central, Ken. So
Barely.
you got that
Barber
going.
Chef to the Golden Knights from the Blues.
We won in overtime last night, but here lately they've been getting games into overtime and then losing, and so we could have like a 5 or 6 point lead, and
Mhm.
if it weren't for that, at least we won't have to worry about St. Louis this year.
No, but you still got the Avalanche on your heels.
Oh yeah. Well, always.
How about Jeff Bezos exploring the possibility of purchasing the Commanders?
Jeff
Well,
Bezos.
apparently they shut him out. They said they're not going to support it.
Well, Bezos is supposedly backing out. He's changing his mind. Right now, the owner of the Houston Rockets
It says he
looking-
just
is looking at trying to buy the Commanders. That's the rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also have here Bezos hired an investment firm to examine the possibility of a bid on the Washington Commanders. He hired a firm called Allen and Company, the same company that conducted the sale of the Broncos and the Panthers in 2018.
Yeah,
Broncos last year. and
That
Panthers
story's
in-
like 3 days old, so I mean, I think a lot has changed since then. So, but yeah, I mean, Bezos is always going to be in the discussion because
Didn't they throw Jay-Z's name in there somewhere?
I saw that.
Yeah, Jay-Z's name was thrown in there too at one point.
Is
I
he
think we're all in agreement that
still
Dan
a share
Snyder
of the Brooklyn Nets?
But
Yeah.
we're all in agreement that Dan Snyder needs to sell that team and get the hell out of the NFL. We're all in
Yes.
agreement on that.
Absolutely. Should have years ago.
Yeah, Jerry Jones should do it too, but we won't.
Yeah.
go there. Okay.
I would agree.
Oh,
So,
Jerry.
what did you think of Phoenix or Arizona's coach hiring? A lot of people are, like up in the air about that.
What's that?
That got Gannon that got hired by the Cardinals.
Gannon.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon.
Who's Jonathan Gannon? Who the hell is he?
He's the new coach of the Arizona Cardinals, evidently.
That's what I'm
Apparently,
saying.
yeah.
He just
I
got.
never heard of him.
He was the defense coordinator for the Eagles.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Stop squawking. Stop it.
And
Get a
then the
job.
offensive coordinator went somewhere else.
My God.
But anyway, he says that Murray's rehab is going on schedule.
You know what, guys? I don't know. Do you guys think that Murray is?
They either got to trade him or because they paid him the money, they got to be willing to. Somebody's got to be willing to take him and his fat ass contract.
But
And I don't see that happening.
is he durable enough to last a long time in the NFL? That's the question.
No.
Look, in this NFL, is anybody durable enough to last a long time in the NFL?
They need to trade him. They need to trade him to the Oakland Athletics.
My wife is coming to get the bird, but I have to mute myself because she's
Okay.
Clarky, very close to not being alive.
Is this the same bird you had in the other house, Joe?
No, this is the new one.
Is he about to be an ex-parrot?
Oh, we got another one last week too.
So you got two birds in the
Yeah.
house now. You just got your own farm going on over there, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, what's up with the Lamar Jackson situation?
So with Lamar Jackson,
That
there's
thing's all over the place.
someone's coming out. I forget who it was. Someone came out and said that he's not looking for a max contract, or not a max, but a guaranteed contract. But yet then again, sources are saying, yes, he is asking for a guaranteed contract.
But didn't he just get offered something like $50 million a year or something?
Yeah,
like
and he
that?
turned it down.
Mhm.
He turned
Turn
it down.
Turn it down.
$50 million a year?
Yeah, he turned it down because it wasn't guaranteed.
Who? Lamar?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, well, that's the new thing now. Thanks to Deshaun Watson, everything's got to be
Yeah.
Right.
everything's got to be guaranteed, right?
Yes.
He opened that
Well,
door.
I was thinking that, because like for the Bills, like Josh's contract really kicks in next year, but it kicks in this year too. But it's a real big cap hit next year. I'm wondering if he's going to pull a Tom Brady and restructure it so that the Bills can build around him. Because I
Well, he ought
think
to.
that the quarterbacks that get it in their head that that's how they win will do that. Like
If he wants to
winning is
keep
more
his
important.
team, if he wants to keep his team intact, you know what I'm saying? That's what he's going to have to do.
Is he
Because
still on
that
his
was
rookie
basically
contract?
the winning. That was basically the winning formula for Tom Brady.
Is he
Right.
still on his rookie contract, John?
No. He's not on his rookie.
Okay.
He's around but the big hit kicks in next year. It kicks in this year, but not as bad as next year. So I'm
Right.
sitting there thinking, like, would quarterbacks do this as kind of like a new way of doing things? Like saying, okay, I'll take less, but I want it guaranteed over a longer period of time. So like in a 6 year, 7 year, I'll take less, but I want it fully guaranteed. Do you think that'll ever happen, be the norm? Like not these Kyle Murray and Deshaun Watson deals where it's like, oh, I got all this guaranteed, but like an actual 6 years guaranteed, they're paid no matter what,
Right.
but it's not as big of a hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way that the NFL is going to be going. I think in the next few years, I think that's the way it's going to go. I mean, they're going to get guaranteed contracts, but over a longer term of their career. Instead of a 3-year, $280 million or whatever it was that Deshaun got,
Right.
they're going to spread that out over 6 or 7 years, which would seal him into being their franchise guy for the foreseeable future and for the future, I guess you could say. So, but I mean, you get all these guaranteed contracts in Major League Baseball that's setting, that's trying to set a standard that the NFL wants to go by. I mean, you look at Major League Baseball, and Machado just got 11 years, $350 million from San
Yeah, I was
Diego.
just going to say something on that.
Machado just got an 11-year, $350 million contract extension.
Mhm.
Right, but it's like this has always been like baseball and basketball have always been like other level stratospheres
Right.
for whatever reason. I'll never understand the baseball one. Even the basketball one, it's like prima donna league. Like I'd say the football guys who put and hockey guys.
I mean, you look at it that way. Yeah,
bodies
the
on the
football and
line.
hockey guys put more of their bodies on the line.
Right.
Yeah, like
In
you
Major League
don't hear
Baseball
about
or
guys
NBA. Come
not knowing how to pull up their pants by playing baseball in 20 years from now.
Right.
But there's a lot of football guys and hockey guys. All the hockey guys with the CTE, sadly, a lot of them even take their own lives.
Well, not only
Mhm.
that,
I mean-
but a report.
Football players are too.
You saw the tweet that cornerback Jones said from Miami. He can't run or jump due to his injuries.
Yeah.
Okay. Byron Jones said in social media post Saturday he can't run or jump because of injuries he suffered over the course of his career. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's criminal, man. That's absolutely criminal. Like hockey guys and football guys, first of all, should fully guaranteed, but the amount of money even the NFL makes. I mean, I get it. It's a 53-man roster. It's big, but I'll never understand how baseball pays out all that when most of the parks in the majors is empty. Like it can't be that much of a deal because I don't know about you guys. Well, I know you. That's a bad you guys. I mean, it's three of the biggest baseball nerds I've ever met. But I mean, like,
Well,
who
if you
watches this stuff other than fans of the team? Like, I'm not
here's the
tuning in
thing.
to watch
If you think
the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Well, not only that,
If
but
you
look at
count
this
the
way:
teams-
the rules have changed this year, where they are on a pitch. There's a pitch clock,
If
Yes.
you look
and the
at
shift has
teams-
been eliminated.
Look,
Should be eliminated.
if you look at the teams that are making these big
I'll get you in just a second,
sizable
Brett.
payments, they have other things that basically, how should I say, support the team itself, like news stations. The Yankees themselves, they're worth so much because they have their own media station, the Yes Network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that brings them more revenue than anything else. Okay, so that's why they can afford to pay these overblown contracts.
But why are they paying these guys to play baseball when you strike out 70% of the time? I mean, come on.
Because, like any other corporation, as you start raising salaries, the next shiny thing comes along and wants a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and before you know it, it's precedent setting. Remember, like when last year when they talk about Christian Kirk set the bar for the wide receiver, position
Mhm.
Correct.
in free agency last
Yeah.
year, because of all the money that Jacksonville paid, which turned out to be a good.
It was a good deal for Jacksonville because Kirk had a great year last year.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But nobody was buying into Christian Kirk receiving that kind of money. So now
Especially
you
us,
got
including
other
us.
guys that are better than Christian Kirk or at a higher level, according to fans and the game itself. They want more than Christian Kirk gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? I'm better than Christian Kirk.
Yeah, but
So I
see,
can
but,
get paid
but,
more.
but I get that, but I think that's between you and your agent. That you shouldn't hold, and this is the NBA is notorious for this, but you shouldn't hold a franchise hostage because you feel you deserve more. Play out your contract, renegotiate after that. You know, like
Those things don't happen anymore, John. That's
no, I
unrealistic
know,
this
especially in
world.
the NBA. That's why I never watch the NBA anymore. I
When sports
probably haven't
went
watched
from-
an NBA game in 2 years because
When
I
sports went
can't
from
deal
the
with it.
from the love of the game to the love of the money,
Yep.
it changed everything.
Yep.
It changed everything.
Man, it's crazy, man. It's insanity. I'll never understand that. You are getting paid play a game that most people would give their left leg to have one opportunity to do it.
Yes.
Dog eat dog
and
world.
it's-
Dog eat dog world. You know it. Come on.
Just like be grateful, man. Like
Yeah.
you know,
That's the realism in it all right
Brett,
there.
I mean, Ken,
Dog
you
eat
want to
dog
go ahead
world.
and Ken, go ahead and address Brett Murphy's question.
No, I have not. I've heard several rumors about some receivers coming in. I think Mike Evans might have been one of them.
Yeah, there have been.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do because I like the receivers we have this year, but Mike Evans, I don't know. I mean, he's had a great seasons with the Buccaneers. Now that Brady's gone, who knows? I guess he's reading into something that he's not so sure that he's going to have anybody there to get the ball to him. So
Kyle Trask is the next guy.
Trask, yeah, that
Wait
gives
a
you
second.
confidence.
Before Brady came along, who did he have? And he still, he holds the record, 9 straight seasons?
Well,
with
yeah,
1,000
well,
yards?
before Brady, he had Winston. Jameis managed to get him the
Jameis Winston,
ball
yeah.
more times
I'm
than
just
not.
saying, I think Evans makes the quarterback better, to be honest with you. Okay. Because Jameis Winston is no Tom Brady, but he was putting up numbers.
He was.
Yeah.
Evans
Despite the
putting up
interceptions,
numbers.
he was putting up really good numbers. Yes, absolutely.
So Mike
I mean,
Evans.
he had 30 touchdowns in here. He threw 30 interceptions. So the 30 touchdowns.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Bottom line is what does Jerry Jones think? That's what it all comes down to.
That's the $64,000 question.
Nobody knows what Jerry
Nobody
Jones
knows
thinks.
what
That's the
Jerry
problem.
Jones. Jerry Jones doesn't know what
No,
Jerry.
No,
Jerry
Jerry
Jones
Jones
knows
don't
what's
even know
going
what he's thinking.
Yeah. Brett posted
Good
the
point, Bill.
Major League Baseball rules changes. Pitch clock will enforce 30 seconds between batters, 15 seconds between pitches with bases empty, and 20 seconds between pitches with runners on. Defensive shift limits. A minimum of 4 players must be on the infield. Hang on a second.
Who cares?
With at least 2 on either side of
With
the
at least
second
2 on
base.
either side of the second base. So there's no more shift.
No.
You can't have 3 guys on one side and 1 guy on the other side. The shift
And
is
one
gone.
guy in the outfield.
Correct.
There are bigger bases this year. Alex Cora says they look like pizza boxes.
Yeah, like pizza boxes. You're
They
right.
do.
I
First
think that has a
seven
lot to do with avoiding
third
injury.
been expanded to 18 inches on each side. That's ridiculous.
I think it has to do
The Red
I think it has
Sox
to do with
Braves game the other day tied 6-6 in the bottom of the ninth. The Braves have the bases loaded. The batter steps out of the box, and the umpire says, "You do, and you're out." He walked off and hang him up.
Ended up at a
And that
6-6
was the
tie.
game. 6-6 tie. So yeah, it's not just the pitchers; it's the batters that are having to watch out for that too.
Yeah, it's gonna create chaos.
I'm not at all sure this is going to last. This was by far the most radical rule change of them all, I think. In
the pitching rule.
the pitching clock.
the clock, and I like the concept of the pitching clock. It's more or less the batter. Yes, the batters do need to have a ceiling on the number of times they can step out of the plate because that's ridiculous. That's what holds up the game more than
And
anything.
they step out every single pitch, though, Ken.
Yeah.
Well, that started with
doesn't
Mike
need to
Harvey.
be-
That started started with Mike Hargrove.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, dude. Human ring delay.
I'm talking 1970s baseball. Mike
Yes,
Hargrove. Okay, he's the one that
I remember
every
Hargrove.
time he freaking get out of the box and start fucking with the ball.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Look at Nomar Garcia Parra.
Yeah, exactly. They're all like that now.
Yeah.
It's actually Major League Baseball's attempt at making the game shorter and keeping the pace of play. I
And
understand.
it's working. I mean, they had 2 games that lasted in around 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
It definitely wasn't a Boston Yankee game.
Yeah, that'll be the big test.
Those are like 3.5, 4 hours.
3.5 hours. Yep.
automatic.
9 innings.
Especially
John
when
just
Joe
like
West-
whatever. He's not doing the baseball thing right now. He's just not
He's
feeling
about
like
to fall
it.
asleep, it looks like.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm like, it's like just stupidity.
John's in hockey mode, and that's all he's thinking about right now.
I'm in hockey mode until April when the draft is here, and
Yeah.
then it's football for the summer. Yeah. Isn't that depressing? Like football. Oh, I might actually watch some CFL this year.
Oh,
Wow.
Might.
Shit.
Yeah.
boy. The
There's a
USFL
lot
comes
of-
back in
lot of-
April too, John.
What's that?
The USFL comes back in April too.
I don't even know what that's. I'm
United
guessing
States
United
Football League.
States Football League. Like, just stupidity,
Yes.
man. No, I don't care. I was listening to a really cool talk on radio this past week, basically saying like if the XFL and the USFL fail this year, it's time to put some nails in the caskets because it's like they keep trying this and it just doesn't work. Now, on the other hand, there's this game that is extremely healthy in Canada that basically could be a feeder league for the NFL, but no one seems to mention it, even though it's completely healthy. It's got 100-year storied history, but let's just keep trying the Rock to do things. And my mom's here. My mom's using my laptop to do some work. So what do you
Say.
Hello.
say?
Happy
Hi,
Sunday,
Mom.
Mom.
Hello.
Hello,
How are
Mom.
you?
Whoa.
Good to see you, Mom.
Yeah, right.
We are the degenerates your son hangs out with every Sunday night, by the way.
Man, these are the degenerates I hang out with.
Yeah. This is good. Well, I don't think you're that, but anyway, enjoy
degenerate.
yourselves.
You haven't
Thank
noticed
you.
long enough. You'll learn.
I'm a degenerate.
Okay.
Because I couldn't get it in order.
Yeah.
So tonight after you're done.
Sorry, I'll mute myself, guys. Sorry.
No worries.
Go ahead, man. It's all good.
I'm a regenerate.
They're regenerate. Yeah, well, that's because you're old, Ken, but that's okay. We still love you.
Sorry. Yeah.
You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Yes.
Anywho,
That
what are
makes
we
sense.
talking about?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see your mom doing well, John, too. It looks like
Yeah,
she's doing well.
kicking, man. My mom's just a soldier. You know, she's still.
Tell 'em I'm 75.
You're 75, not a day past 50, man.
No.
Right.
Across the day.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Mine is
Perfect.
78, John, so I can, I'm so she's as sharp as a tack.
Mine's about to turn 89.
Really?
Yep.
There you go.
Nice.
April
Good.
18th.
Fun stuff.
Take good care of them.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited. I don't know. Or you guys just don't want to talk about hockey, huh? I can't. Well, Elliot.
What do you want to talk
Denver wants to
We're talking about
about with hockey, John? Go ahead.
I can carry a conversation.
You're the Oilers propagandist, so go ahead.
Well, we need to make a trade. We have 6 days before the trade deadline, and we need to do something because Draisaitl and McDavid aren't getting any younger. They're in their prime.
McDavid's still a kid, man. Come on.
Yes.
He's in the middle of his contract, though.
Draisaitl
Like-
not even 30 yet, is he?
No, they're like 26. Both.
Do
Yeah.
you
are
really
26.
think that they're gonna bolt
He's
after?
gonna be fine for years to come.
If
You
they
gotta
don't,
remember, these guys need to stay healthy in the end. So
they need Erik Karlsson on this team tomorrow.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh, we don't want to give up a first. Give up 5 first-round picks. You don't need 4 picks for the next couple of years when you got Draisaitl and McDavid. You're not going to get anyone in the draft that's better than them. So go all in. Do it.
You know, the problem with Draisaitl and McDavid is they've had nobody good around them. That's why they can't get.
Well, listen, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is having a career year.
Yeah.
Evander Kane, love him, one of the best power forwards in the league.
Correct. I agree. Okay.
Zach
yeah.
Hyman's having a great year too. It's the defense. We don't have defense. We have really good first, second line. Third and fourth line are serviceable, but with the defense, we need puck moving defensemen. We need guys that don't turn over the puck every time they get a little bit of pressure. So
neutral zone.
anyways, neutral zone, yeah. See, that's the rumor, Brett, is like Patrick Kane to the Rangers, but it was thrown out there. Imagine that
It's not
line.
official yet. No,
Yeah.
it should be probably the next 2 or 3 days.
Imagine Connor
what day is the
McDavid
deadline?
in the center wing, Patrick Kane, and on one other wing, Evander Kane.
Right.
How crazy a line would that be? So, yeah, because the Bruins are going all in, Clarkie. And that's what I think. They gave up 4 or 5 picks for 2 players. They got Orlov. That's a big addition, you know. So I salute the Bruins, man. They're doing their thing. Not like the rest of these squads, like my beloved team. Anyways. All right,
Bruins.
you kind of got to mute that.
Killing it right
What day is the deadline?
Sorry, what's that?
Probably the end of the month.
What day is the deadline?
It's Friday.
Is it
Friday, like two
Okay.
o'clock or something Eastern, I think, or 3:30. So, yeah, it's utterly frustrating to see. Even the Leafs had a killer trade with Ryan O'Reilly.
I
Like,
saw that.
yeah. So, you know, what are the Oilers doing? They're sitting around. You know.
You know,
Whatever.
as I look at the Boston Bruins with their 95 points, basically killing the rest of the league.
Mm-hmm.
We have to keep in mind that one statistic that always seems to come up every hockey playoff season. How many times do the President's Cup winners actually win the Stanley Cup?
Almost never.
I don't think
That's the Lightning that went 0-4 in the first round against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
But no, that's a good trivia
As the
question, man. I
President's
could tell
Trophy
you.
winners.
I know. Yeah, but the Lightning suck.
Hey,
I want to say, was it the Bruins, Clarkie? The year that they, back in like 2013, something like that?
back
couldn't
to
even
back
tell you,
2020 and 2021, John. That's all I'm going to say.
I want to ask you something, John.
Yes, sir.
And this may sound crazy, but I was just wondering what the vibe is around Edmonton. Has there ever been any talk about bringing Gretzky back to be general manager of the Oilers?
Well, he was working for the team a couple seasons ago. He was like a assistant GM or something.
Right.
He gave up the position, I think, just to be in the States more.
Yeah.
It's not that he does. He comes up here all the time, and there's a street named after him. There's Wayne Gretzky Drive and Mark Messier Drive. I mean, they literally named roads after these guys in the city.
Mark Messier,
What?
yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I like Ken Holland, man. I think Ken Holland's a great GM, but look what he did with Detroit, in the 90s. I mean, he put together a freaking dynasty. I love Ken Holland, but
mini dynasty.
I don't know.
The
I'm glad they. Sorry, go ahead.
The last team to win a President's Cup and the Stanley Cup
Was the 12
Okay, Blackhawks.
2012, 2013 Blackhawks.
Blackhawks in 2013. Okay, I had the right year, just the wrong team.
Mm.
Okay.
Before that, from
I don't remember the Stars
85,
doing that in 99. They
from
made one.
85, 86 to 2011, 2012, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Only 8 times since 85,
Only
86.
8
that
times
President's
since
Trophy winner won the
1985.
Stanley Cup. Yes.
Exactly. So, Boston fans,
Don't be counting your chickens before
don't
they
be
hatch.
counting them fucking chickens.
Get a hot jelly, win the Stanley Cup. Worked for Anaheim, didn't it?
It's true, Clarkie. It's true. Like that's the thing with the playoffs, man. It's when you have a hot goalie and your team is
Mhm.
clicking.
Jordan Bennington.
Well, NHL playoffs. The playoffs are just so different from the regular season. They're so much more intense.
Oh, it's insanity.
The NHL playoffs are insane. That's why I love it so much.
It is a war.
They're just
like
insane.
Edmonton is on another level. I'm sure all Canadian cities are, but Edmonton is like everywhere you go. There's guys with flags hanging out, honking horns, going downtown, driving around, screaming. Like it's another level when the Oilers are doing good. You got to remember, we had about 20 years. Well, no, it was 2006 when we last cup. So 10 years ish of absolute misery. You know, where we were getting first overall pick after first overall pick and couldn't even get into the playoffs.
Right.
So it was miserable here. But we got a good team, man. I mean, we're in the Final Four last year. You know,
John, don't look now, but Toronto's in second place.
Oh yeah, Toronto's doing great, dude. But like Toronto always has great regular seasons.
Yeah,
Impress me in the playoffs, T.O. Like they always have great regular seasons. Yeah. Anywho.
I didn't realize the Wild were that good. I didn't realize that they're only 2 points behind you in the Western Conference.
Yes, they're coming in hard.
Yeah.
Coming in hot and fast.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Do you think Edmonton's better than Vegas and the Kings, John?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Edmonton is the best team in the Pacific, but they don't play like it all the time. I mean, that's, everyone can say that, but like they're their own worst enemy with a lot of this stuff, right? They got down to the worst team in the league yesterday 4-0. They clawed back, but they ended up losing. But I mean, that's the kind of. But then they go and put 7-2 against Pittsburgh. Like it's just, it's so warped.
That's not the usual Pittsburgh though. They're not playing.
No, it is. Yeah, that's true. Oh, look, Chris Letang would be great.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll never get changed. He'll never get traded, but that'd be interesting.
No.
Yeah. Anywho.
Probably not.
You gotta be careful with Dallas though, because that plus 37 is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, but like I said, they have a penchant of getting games into overtime, but then losing in overtime or shootout.
I'm just saying, because the teams I think usually have the best opportunity are the ones that have the best plus minus differential.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, and 5-on-5 numbers too. Like look at the 5-on-5 numbers. That's what's really.
So right now you're looking at the favorites being Dallas, Colorado, Vegas, Edmonton, and Winnipeg.
Boston's got a plus 95 differential. That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, Boston's having one of the best, like the best.
Yeah, they have a historical.
Boston was on a pace to eclipse the Canadiens' record of 132 points.
And the next,
I can't wait to see them tomorrow, man.
The next closest one in
That
the
should
East
be
is
interesting.
Jersey at plus 51.
Hope it's on ESPN Plus. Like to see that.
Yeah.
I have a question, Scott.
Yeah.
Watched the NASCAR race today.
I didn't watch it.
Why is it that they're leaving Southern California? This is supposed to be the last race in Southern California.
I think they're actually redesigning that track from what I heard last week in Daytona. They're actually gonna tear it down and make it give it a new I don't know about a new format, but they're redesigning the track.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's going to take over a year or not, but it's the only race that's going to be in Southern California this year is that one. But from what I heard on the broadcast in Daytona last week, they're redesigning that track. They're going to give it a new, what's the word I'm looking for? God, they're going to give it a new, I don't know, format, whatever. I mean, they're changing it. They're making it smaller, so it's going to be a smaller racetrack, which is terrible. It's god awful.
That's
They're modifying. They're modifying.
Modifying. Thank you, Elliot. That's the word I was looking for. Was modifying. They're modifying the track. But all these cookie cutter tracks you got with LA and Vegas and Phoenix and just I mean, it's just terrible. They're just, I mean, these tracks have been terrible for years. Ken.
Yeah.
They really have. And I'm still not a fan of the stage racing, although I did enjoy the race last weekend. It's the only race I watch pretty much every year. It was good racing, good, exciting racing. And even, you know, I just can't get behind where NASCAR has been. I mean, I miss the days of Dale and, you know, back in the 90s and 2000 and early 2000s. I miss that type of racing. I miss it. But
In my day,
I know, right? But these tracks they got these days are just, I mean, especially if you look at like Vegas, the leader is ahead by 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And you've got half the field lapped.
Yep.
And there's no drama. I mean, give me a break.
I don't particularly care for the races in like Bristol.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing but a bull ring. And it's like,
well, I enjoy tracks like Daytona, Talladega, Michigan, Atlanta. I like Atlanta as well. You know, and it's
I like Texas.
Texas
has got a nice track.
Is another one of those cookie cutter tracks, so Ken. It's just like Vegas. I mean, it's just a cookie cutter track, and it's just you know, and it's just NASCAR has become is no longer a part of you got the 4 majors, we got NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and it used to be NASCAR was number 5. I don't consider them number 5 anymore. I think soccer has overtaken NASCAR in popularity in this country. You know, MLS and it's just, I mean, it's really, really growing. And NASCAR is losing fans because the governing body has decided that money is more important than the racing itself. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, you know, the cars are exactly the same. They're across the board. It doesn't leave much for driver talent. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm just not a fan. I like Daytona because it's Daytona, and Daytona is unique. I even watch Talladega because I like the super speedways.
Yeah.
I like it when they're going 200 miles an hour around the track. I love it. Drafting, the whole 9 yards. But when you're doing road racing or when you're doing tracks like Bristol or Kansas or Vegas, Texas, California, come on, no, don't like it.
Well, the thing I like about Texas is sometimes if they start it late enough in the afternoon, then they finish it under the lights, and that's pretty cool racing.
Well, they did it at Daytona. Daytona was finished on the lights the past week too.
Yes, because it goes on forever.
Right.
Like Daytona, what, 525 this year?
Yeah, it was like 520 laps this year. Yeah, 520 miles. Yeah.
Yeah. The old overtime racing. Here's an update. The Arlington Renegades are now leading the Houston Roughnecks 14-11.
Dale Earnhardt is rolling over in his grave as to what NASCAR has become.
Yep.
Just saying.
But Richard Petty still's out there.
Well, yeah, but Jimmy Johnson now runs that outfit.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see him today. I guess he didn't bring his car.
Well, no, he's doing a shortened season. He's not doing a full season.
Ah, okay.
Jimmy Johnson's only doing like 5 or 6 races this year, so I mean
okay.
he's now the owner of what was Petty Enterprises,
right?
And pretty much pushing the old man out, which sucks because Richard Petty is NASCAR. So, one more thing here, guys. Joe Lombardi is going back to the Broncos. for their offensive coordinator.
Interesting.
Well, he's got history with Sean Payton, so that makes sense.
Yeah. He was his offensive coordinator in New Orleans, wasn't
He was an offensive assistant and then quarterbacks coach in New Orleans
he? Okay.
for 6 years. He was the Lions offensive coordinator and Saints quarterback coach from 2016 to 2020.
This is Vince's grandson, right?
I don't know.
I think he is. Grandson or nephew? One. I think he's related somehow to Vince.
Let's see. Let's find out real quick.
I got one for you, Brett. How would you think about a straight-up trade between the Cowboys and the Giants? Zeke Elliott for Saquon Barkley. Straight up. Think the Giants would go for that?
He is Vince Lombardi's grandson, by the way.
Okay. Thought so.
What
Wait,
is
Ezekiel
Saquon
Elliott for Saquon Barkley? Is that what you just said?
Zeke for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. No,
Yeah, he will.
y'all better give up 2 first-round picks along with that deal. I'm just saying. Zeke's tenure with the Cowboys is just about over, despite that contract. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do running backs ever get drafted in the first round again?
No,
Going forward.
no. They'll go second
Hardly.
or third round. Second or third round.
Hardly.
I mean, it's rare. It's rare. I mean,
They have the shortest lifespans.
yeah. I mean, and in today's
league.
NFL, the running back is a secondary thought as opposed to wide receivers, tight ends. The tight end is what's really the
Offensive line too. I mean,
Well, yeah, but the
O-line.
tight, as
stock
far as
is on.
skill positions, the
Skill
tight end is
positions,
the one
right.
that's coming up big
Right.
time now.
It's become a passing game first.
Yes, and with the success of Gronk and Tony Gonzalez and Kelsey and all these tight ends that are really showing out. Tight end is the position that they're really looking to bring in. That I mean,
But I think it's one
We'll
of
say
the
Kelsey is not a tight end.
right?
He's
Yeah,
a slot
Kelsey's
receiver.
a glorified wide receiver, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's a slot receiver.
But he's
Slot receiver at that, yeah.
he's designated a tight end, so I mean, it is.
Yeah,
what
I
it is.
know, but you can't
Yeah, but the
block.
tight end position, I think what you're saying, right, Ken? It's like you have your blocking tight ends that serve
Right.
absolutely no purpose other than to block. Like they'll never catch a ball in their life. But
Well,
then
Gronk
you've got
was
these guys.
one of the best blocking tight ends of all
Right,
time.
right, but like
receiving
like-
tight end.
maybe Brett knows more because he probably watches the Chiefs more than I do. But does Kelsey block?
No, he doesn't.
No,
oh,
No.
terrible.
No,
it's horrible.
no.
That's what I'm saying. He's
So it's
not
like,
a tight
that's what I
end.
mean. Hmm.
He's a slot receiver. Period.
Mm-hmm. He has no business being classified as a tight end.
He is Cole Beasley with about 6 more inches in height.
Yeah, Brett puts it wide. Glorified wide receivers.
Glorified wide receiver, exactly.
Yeah, hardly ever see a running back taken in the first round because of the durability factor. They know that
Yes.
the running backs are not going to belong for this world after 3 or 4 years, so they're not going to go high in the draft. It's not going to happen.
You don't see running backs last 10 years anymore.
No, you don't have backs like Franco Harris and
No.
Walter Payton and Barry Sanders in the league this year because they just don't use their backs like that.
Especially when you got running quarterbacks.
I've heard a lot.
And Brett, to be honest, Christian McCaffrey is geared more towards the passing game than he is the running game.
Mhm.
I mean, his skill
No,
set,
no,
He's
dude.
out of the backfield.
his skill
No,
set
you
is coming out of the
Forget
backfield.
2 years ago, there was 2 picked in the first round.
Who?
There was ETN, and then there was the guy from Pittsburgh. Those guys were both first rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Travis Etienne, yeah. Yeah. But it's very rare, though. I'm saying.
Oh no, I know it is. I'm thinking last year. I mean,
Right.
what was the first running back picked was Buddy for the Jets, right? He got hurt. Second round though. Right.
Mhm.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. He was the first
Brees
one, and then
Hall.
we picked the second one with Mini Cook.
Right.
Jibbo. Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see GMs going out like a Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was 4th overall, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeke was up there too, wasn't he? Zeke was top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
You're
Yeah.
top 10, yeah.
I think GMs are looking more for running backs that can be effective catching out of the backfield. too.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're
That's
picking him
true.
up in round 7, Isaiah
Mhm.
Pacheco.
Yes, Pacheco.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good point, John. That's a really good point.
But see, this is the thing. Like Elliot will agree with this because fantasy football guys have been doing this for years. You picked them off the freaking waivers, man. You
Yeah.
don't need to worry about running backs. Like everyone went gaga over
Right.
you need a stud. Sure, but then they get hurt, and then in the middle of the season, you're on the waivers trying to find the guy that's on the depth chart because he ends up being the stud.
But that shows you just how much of an idiot Jerry Jones is for dishing out that kind of money for Zeke, knowing full well that he's not going to last that long. And
Well, when you did it,
Clark
he had
is
him
talking
over
about
a
Bijan
barrel.
Robinson from Texas.
He had
Bijan
Jerry Jones
Robinson
over a
can
barrel.
catch the ball out of the backfield. He will be next year's probably Christian McCaffrey. He may not be as good, but he's got the speed. He's got strength. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. I would love to see the Cowboys grab him and tell Zeke to take a hike. But excuse me. It's more or less these like Scott said. I mean, they're looking for more running backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield, and it's a passing
Yeah, 'cause
game.
they're not looking for a pounding running back. They're not looking for a running back
No.
between tackles. They're not looking for that anymore. They're not.
Not anymore.
And
That
you can
position
always go-
is dead in the NFL.
Ron
you can always
Bettis
go
is
with a
lost.
handcuff in fantasy. If you're
Well,
smart,
other
you
than
if you draft Ezekiel Elliott, you go find Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard is that guy though, because
yeah,
he can,
Tony Pollard
not
can
only
catch
can
the ball
Tony
out of the
Pollard
backfield.
run between the tackles, he can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's
Right.
deadly out of the backfield.
That's a no-brainer to me. You keep Tony Pollard, you let Zeke go.
Yeah, and CMC's the same way. He could, even though he's small, he can still
Yeah.
run between the tackles.
Right.
But when you get him in space, look out! Here he goes.
Remember Roger Craig? Roger Craig was one of the best ones at doing
He
that.
was a bruising back.
But he could catch the ball out of the backfield and
Yep.
take off.
Yep. Why isn't
Good
that
luck.
guy in the Hall of Fame? Can you tell me that, Kenny?
What?
Why isn't that guy in the Hall of
I
Fame?
have no idea. If I had a Hall of Fame ballot, I would put him on there.
Roger Craig.
Roger Craig. He did that in college too.
I mean,
if
he
had
was
a
the running back for those Niners teams in the '80s that won 2 Super Bowls in the '80s. I mean,
Yep.
And the dude, what I liked about Roger Craig is how high his knees went when he
Yes.
ran, because his knee. I mean, he just boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking
He's
of
like a
high knees,
machine.
The high
Clarky,
step.
did you see who Derrick Henry was working out with this past week?
Yes,
And
I
put
did.
up
Actually, I saw that. Yes,
all the Instagram.
it made him look like a mouse. Derrick Henry made him look like a little mouse. Oh my
Who
God.
Derrick
was he working out with? I didn't see it.
Von Miller.
Von Miller? Oh.
Made Von Miller look small, Kenny. Derrick
That's pretty
Henry.
Well, I heard
was a
some buzz
beast.
about Henry going to the Buffalo Bills.
That's the buzz. That's what everyone's talking. Like as soon as they see a picture of those two together, it's like, oh, Vaughn is recruiting. Vaughn is recruiting, just like he recruited OBJ last week. Well, I don't want, for the record, I don't want anything to do
But
with
it's
that
going to
guy.
take a pretty large haul to get your hands on Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Oh, and,
yeah.
and while we're talking about recruiting, the rumor mill is that Deshaun Watson is recruiting D-Hop to come to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've heard D-Hop coming to the Cowboys too. That's another one that
D-Hop
receivers we're talking
on
about.
every NFL team this year.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah, the
mean,
Bills are recruiting D-Hop too.
Watson and D-Hop have history, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear D-Hop to the Patriots.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard D-Hop back to the Texans. That's what I heard because I'm an insider.
I've heard Jets. I've heard several places.
Cowboys?
all right, so who goes to the Jets? Is it going to be Derek Carr or is it going to be A-Rod?
Derek Carr.
Carr goes first.
Cares.
Derek Carr goes to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers retires.
He doesn't go to Vegas, Kenny?
No.
No,
He's
he's not going to
going to
Vegas.
retire.
If Derek Carr was smart, he'd go to the Saints because that's where he has the best chance to win the division. He'd have to
Yep,
go up against
that's
Josh, and he'd have to go up against Miami's team because it's
True.
gonna. Sorry, Clarky, it's gonna be Miami and Buffalo fighting it out for the next 5 years. I truly believe that. So,
I wouldn't sleep on the Jets too much.
yeah, the Jets are soft.
Yeah, Aaron finally came out of the dark. I saw that.
And he hasn't said a fucking word.
Nope. Nope.
That's
All
why
right,
I think,
guys.
that's why I think you'll retire.
It's 8:30. How about that? Not bad for an off season.
Hey,
Lots
do
of
this
hockey
every
talk,
week.
John.
How
I
many
love it.
times how many times, John, do we have to repeat the fact that it's
I know.
never-
It's like he's
ever
like
been an
shocked
issue?
that we got through a show.
And we used to do it with an hour and a half show.
I know. You
I
know,
know,
like,
right?
You're
dude,
making
don't
it seem like an hour is going to put a meaningful stress on. Come on, we
don't
used to
make
do this
don't
for
make
90
us start
minutes.
talking about what TV shows we're watching now.
Yeah.
How many
well,
times did we
well.
come up with shit in 90-minute shows?
Mandalorians comes out March 1st, guys, on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's paying me to spend a dime with Disney these days, but
Creed 3 next Friday.
Creed 3 next Friday. There you go.
I heard ABC showed The Mandalorian the other day.
Picard is awesome.
I had a Creed.
Yes,
Rocky,
Picard is awesome, John. You are correct. Yes.
Oh,
I had a Creed and Rocky movie marathon with my son this weekend.
How'd that go?
We watched all the Rocky movies, one through Balboa, through the last one, which was Rocky Balboa.
Very
And then
nice.
we watched Creed 1 and 2. So he's pretty excited to go next week.
Well, Creed, the guy that plays Creed, I forget his name, but he's done a really
Michael
good
B.
job.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Thank you. That was in top, tip of my tongue, but yeah.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Before we get
Jake
out of
Paul. Fuck
here,
Jake
you
Paul.
should use the new program to promote this podcast
The
and live
TPTX?
show. Yeah, you should.
I need to get into that and see what it's about, John. I'll look
It's
into
what
that.
you know
for
what it's about. You know
I-
exactly.
You know
it's
what?
about.
I have not seen any details on it, but I saw you promoting it, but I'll look into it. And I forgot to post this to Discord.
I know. 30 minutes before, he's like, "Oh, we're doing the show in 30 minutes." It's like, yeah, he promoted today.
I
promoted
did
the
promote
show
it,
this week.
but I didn't put the link in Discord, so that's my bad.
Yeah, but-
Oh, darn.
oh darn. Oh,
Oh well.
Shucks.
shucks. All right,
Uh,
go
Right,
get out
we
of
got
here,
plenty of upvotes on Vin, so I'm happy with that.
Vimy.
Yep. All right, fellas, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks everybody for showing up. Brett, Bill, Clarky, Jamal, thanks for coming out. Everybody, we'll be back next Sunday night. Guys, I'm actually gonna start putting a rundown together, and I'll send it out and have you guys add to it if you need to. So we'll get
Why?
this. Why?
I will retire Reno Vegas and
Just
come back to Skin Costello.
If you don't want to add to it, John, don't add to it. I'm just gonna put it out there anyway.
Yeah, well, it's kind of just like keeping everything format rather than having to search in real time. You know what I
And
mean?
bouncing from sport.
Remember what makes this show good, not
The fact that we're
structure.
spontaneous and we don't have a
The fact
plan.
that we play off each other.
Oh,
and
you mean
each
like
other.
we're the Jerry Seinfeld of sports shows?
We're the
online?
Jerry Seinfeld
Seinfeld
of
of sports
sports
shows.
talk show.
I like
I'm
that analogy.
I'm George.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly,
and
Clarky. See,
I'm
we'll have
Kramer.
plenty to
That's okay.
Anyways, go. Bye. Okay,
All right,
see ya.
we're gonna get out of here, guys. NFL free agency in 2 weeks. Thanks, Clarky. Yes, Jake Paul got humiliated. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
On behalf of my co-hosts, Mr. Elliot Big E Lamba, Mr. John G. Olson, crowning member of the Bills Mafia, and go Cowboys, Mr.
Go
Ken
Cowboys.
Castro. We are the Sports Nerds.
Reno
We'll be
Vegas.
back again next Sunday night at 7:30. Same
Oh,
bat time, same bat
Cowboys.
channel. And on that note, Elliot, please play the outro.
Go Cowboys.
Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we are still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our host, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? And his co-host, John Olson, Ken Costello, lovable members in the Ramp Pack, and yes, me, Big E, the entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of Sports Smack Talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we would like to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for heaven's sake, please wear a damn mask. You all just got hit with a pack rant from the Rant Pack. And with that, fellas, we are